The spy system was an integral part of the administration of Mauryan Empire. The goals of the Secret Service was to test the integrity of government officials, spy on cartels and population for conspiracy, to monitor hostile kingdoms, to destabilize enemy states, and to get rid of troublesome powerful people who could not be challenged openly. Chanakya's Arthashastra is considered as one of the finest political and war discourses ever written in prose form. Dating back to the 4th century, the Arthashastra is a huge work and has 15 parts, each dealing with some aspects of the art of the government. One of the most notorious features of the Arthashastra is its obsession with spying on the king's subjects. A remarkable feature of the Mauryan administration was the uninhibited manner in which the organization of a secret service was recommended and the use of a secret agents for a variety of purposes. To keep a complete vigil over the entire administration, including the conduct of officers, a well-knit espionage system was evolved. A large number of detectives, that is, Guda Purushas, secret agents, double agents, news agents, spies, counter spies, etc., were posted all over the kingdom. Chanakya has given an elaborate description of the various aspects of espionage. He divides them into Sansthan, that is stationary, and Sanchari, that is wandering, each having several subdivisions. Only the most efficient, smart, and extremely honest males and females were recruited in this department. Zipper writing, code words, secret language, etc. were used and the services of courier pigeons were enlisted. The king was always kept informed of the working of the bureaucratic machinery. The spies were the ears and eyes of the king. The spies had to perform their duties very skillfully, carefully, and secretly. There were spies against the spies, and on important matters, more than one agent was asked to collect information, which was then tallied and cross-referenced. Here are the 5 types of spies that were appointed in the Mauryan Empire as drafted by the Chanakya in his Arthashastra. Number 1. Fraudulent disciple or Kapatika Chhatra. The first category of spies was the fraudulent students or disciples. These students included those students who were involved in some kind of research, teaching, or intellectual activity. These intellectual students were argumentative, brash, and skilled enough to provoke others through arguments and in the process understand any foul motive a person might nurture. The student spies also reported discontent growing in the minds of the youth and their attitude towards the kingdom and the ruler. Number 2. Ascetics or Udastita. Udastitas or ascetics were people who were highly intelligent with immense knowledge. The spies in this category were divided into units, with each unit having a chief. The chief was provided with resources and lands so that the chief could carry out a number of activities of day-to-day life without inviting suspicion. Number 3. Impoverished farmers or Grihapaitika. The third type of spies were the poor farmers of the kingdom. These spies formed their own network of informers who could give them information from time to time. These informants were not only farmers but also the land laborers and the land owners. Number 4. Unsuccessful trader or Vaidehaka. The Vaidehakas were the traders and merchants who were not very successful in their endeavors. The benefit of having Vaidehakas as spies was that they could easily use their traveling for information collection. Additionally, these traders and merchants also formed a nice network, making information collection an easy task. Vaidehakas could easily find out the discontent among fellow businessmen and pass on the information to the Mauryan ruler. Number 5. Religious leaders. The state-sponsored religious leaders were tasked with building ashrams in areas outside the urban areas. The ashrams were designed with the political benefits in mind. Spirituality was the secondary purpose. The ashrams were built only to attract the local populace so that they could influence them and even try to diminish the respect of any local religious leaders they had. The working of these spies were very dangerous, but in the interest of the state. They had a network of informers who would tell them both the strength and the weaknesses of the citizens. These secrets was then used for a fortune telling via palmistry. The religious leader would then predict calamity, accidents, mysterious deaths, obviously assassinations planned by the state themselves. He would even predict government awards and honors to specific person, which obviously were discussed between him, king and the ministers beforehand. All these 5 types of spies were paid for their work in cash and comforts. However, the appointment was done mainly on the basis of their pure character and foresightedness. So friends, this is the complete information regarding the intelligence spy network that was present in the Mauryan Empire 2500 years ago. That's it for today's episode. See you all in another fascinating video. Till then, take care. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.